The CX-90 is almost here. We're just a few weeks away from the CX-90 rolling onto dealers' lots, but before we have that vehicle here, there's going to be opportunities to see more photos and videos of this wonderful vehicle.
More car vids. More car vids.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and we're talking CX-90. We're gonna go a little bit, well, actually pretty far away from here in Enterprise, Alabama, all the way to other territories of the Far East to see some photos and a little bit of video of this wonderful new vehicle. So we're gonna get started not so far from here, but pretty far in California. This week, some Mazda employees and probably some news media very soon will be invited to Irvine, the headquarters of Mazda North American operations, to put their hands on the CX-90, see it, touch it, and drive it. As you can see, starting off from the outside here, here's a look from the front passenger side at the beautiful grille. Jumping inside, this one is the artisan red, of course, with the beautiful tan Napa leather, so you can see how I love the two-tone steering wheel. And the seats, the quilting is going to be fantastic. Here's a close-up look of that steering wheel. Of course, this is all leather, hand-stitched, and similar gauges or controls there on the steering wheel from other models. Another look at the inside, and this is just by far the best looking interior that Mazda's ever offered. Here's a look at the 21-inch wheel, which of course is the first 21-inch wheel that Mazda's offered, and it really fits the size and design of this vehicle perfectly. Here's a look, a close-up of the gear shifter, a little bit wider hand control, and you can see that this also has the 360 camera button, very accessible, downhill assist control, and then your MI drive is all within really a finger's touch. I love how this HVAC controls kept with the little piano keys for the temperature, and then you have everything else just in a solid line. Wider vehicle, so it's instead of having that double row that we have on current vehicles, this is just all one line, which I think is a good touch. Going back the other way on the console, here's the lid, and it's pretty shallow, but you can see those two USB-Cs. And then we go all the way in the back. Here's a look with the third row seat down. Of course, the Turbo S is a 6-passenger, 2 consoles in the front row and second row, of course. This looks pretty good, pretty roomy. Adequate room for passengers, but also a little bit more cargo than the CX-9. As they went outside, here's a stack of some of the vehicles they got to drive. You can see that these were probably the Turbo S, the Turbo, and then the white was the plug-in right in the middle. And so they got to drive all of these, but before they did, here's the first glimpse underneath the hood. So you can see some coverings there over the engine, and this is a completely different layout than what we're accustomed to with the 2.5 liter. Here's with looking with all that off. The turbo's here on the left, and of course you can see where the power's coming for the spark plugs there, inline 6. The turbo's right up front, which will make it easy if there's ever any need to maintenance that, whereas the 2.5 liter was always in the back and kind of out of the way. And actually 0W20 oil, which will be running on this Turbo S. Also, speaking of the Turbo S, when you upgrade to the Premier Towing, it does come with a trailer brake controller. So we know that it has the 7-pin connector on the wiring harness, and there's your trailer brake controller just to the left of the steering wheel, and looks pretty clean. And before we leave California, here's a video of some of the new instrument panel. You can see that the drive modes actually change position and color of the vehicle there, the background color. And then when you're actually driving, you have a couple of different gauges that change on the side. So you can see in these hybrids that you're going to have a power and a charging mode. So a lot of information coming to you, which is just fantastic. Now we're going to go farther west, but actually to the Far East, to Hiroshima, Japan, the Mazda headquarters. Underneath the big dome light, you can see another artisan red with the tan Napa leather. Beautiful design. Just as we look inside here, you can see the CX-50 in the background with the zircon sand. Very beautiful. This interior just looks so comfortable. I can't wait to experience it. And here's a look from the third row seat looking forward. Here's a front look at the vehicle. And from the rear back here, side profile view looks very nice. And while you're at Mazda headquarters, you might as well look at the RX Vision and the Vision Coupe. So here, just to the side is a great picture there. And of course, right here front and center, they've got their newest product, the CX-90. I think that wraps it up for this Mazda crossover news update, or the CX-90 update. Of course, I'll be able to put my hands on this vehicle in just a couple of weeks in Atlanta. So excited, and I'll try to have more car vids and a lot of photos available as well. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop them down below or text me at 334-718-0504. I am Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and I'll keep my ear to the ground for all the latest Mazda news, and I'll see you on the next one.